Hey guys, I'm going to be teaching you how to feed your pet snake for the very first time, and this is how I do it. I usually have another separate little container. I keep it under there, and what I have in it is a lid that I cut out of foam to cover the top while he's eating. A plastic container, you can ask for it at your local pet store when you get your snake. And you're going to want some tongs, and what I use is a hair tie, and I fold it around the tong to hold the rat. I still leave it in the bag, and I just let it hang there. Okay, these are the mice I get. It's Arctic mice, 6 Rosen Pinkies, and they come in a little bag like this, and they're frozen, so you keep them in your freezer. Now what you're going to need is your snake. Okay, now how you're going to want to get your snake is you're going to want to move everything big in his way that you can crawl under. So like I move this. I'd remove that. And now you're going to want to get your snake. Doesn't take that long to get him. Once he's on, he'll clasp on your hand. One sec. Once you have him, you're going to want to take him to your feeding place. And you're going to want to... He's going to try to climb out, but you're going to put him in. Okay. Now once he's in here, you can leave the lid off because your rat would already be nice and good. Okay, here, I'm going to leave this here. Okay. What you're going to want to do is get the rat and take out all the water. Now just get rid of this excess water. Okay, once you have your rat, take off this thing. I just pull it off the back, so now it can open, and you're going to want to get the rat out of the bag. I get him like that, and put him like that on the top of the bag so it doesn't get spoiled. Now what you're going to want to do is a little bit dirty, but you're gonna have to do this. You're going to pick up the rat and make sure he's really soft, not hard, not frozen. And besides the skull, because the skull is always hard. Now what you kind of want to do is grab him by the tail and legs. Okay. Now, you want to get your snake and put it in front of his head. And he should attack. Like that. Okay. Now, you let him eat. What I do is I usually leave him alone for a little bit so he can eat it. And before I just walk out of the room, I put his lid on. Make sure it's securely on. I push it in. Okay. And leave him there to eat. Now back to his cage. What you're going to want to do is put everything back where it was. And if your snake is looking really cloudy, then you're going to want to look for shedded skin around the cage. And what I do is I clean this once every month. And you're going to want to refill his water bowl. Okay, now what I do is I put it under the sink and rinse it out. Then, I dry it with a towel. I don't know how to dry with only one hand, but yeah, that's what I usually just dry it. And he is done eating, so I'll be back in a little bit. Okay, again, back to the cage. Put his water bowl back. And put everything else that you got from his cage back. Like that, how everything was. Now what I do is I get water, not from the tap. Okay. I don't use the tap water, I use purified water. And what I forgot to mention is get not the super cold water, get like the medium temperatured water, because you don't want it to be too cold. And what you're going to do is fill it up so that it's almost all the way. Sorry about that. So it's almost all the way to the top, so that he has purified drinking water. Another thing I forgot to mention is get a separate cup for only your snake. Okay guys, back with the snake. What you're going to want to do is I get the tongs and place them right here and lift it up. And if you want, you could buy a really fancy top of the cage or the gate for the cage. I just put it back there. And if he seems to get a little defensive like that, you're going to want to just grab him. Or if you're too scared, just get gloves. Okay, what? Sorry, my camera ran out of film. I had to delete some stuff. Okay, now once you have your snake, you're going to take him back to your cage. Okay, now once you have him over his cage, you're going to put him down gently. Because why I put him down gently, if you're asking, is because he just ate, and it's like you. Like if you ate and then someone puts you on a roller coaster, it's not going to feel good. And there he goes, he's burrowing. Okay. Now for the cleanup. Okay, what I forgot to mention is make sure your cage is securely on. For the cool side, that's the cool side, and that's the hot side. I try to make sure his water is kind of more cooler. And on the cool side, his water's on the cool side. And what I do is I put a 2-pound weight on top of the cage because one time I left it open just a little bit and he crawled out, but we found him on top of the window blind. Okay, now for the cleanup. Okay, now I throw everything away, all the bag that it came in, and I dump the water down the drain. Okay, what I do is I just put that in there and put the lid back on. Put this in the corner. In the center there, and then I have the bigger tongs, and the smaller tongs. And that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope this helped.